Good evening, everybody. How is everyone doing this evening? What's up, buttercups? Hello, my beauties. How's everybody doing? I think I'm having an internet problem here with Restream, y'all. On my end, it's not looking good. What does it look like to you guys? Because it doesn't look good over here. I'd rather restart the live now than later. Looks good? Everybody good? Alright. Well, hey, Sherry, Pam, Tina, Pam, Gail, Debbie, Ruthie, Karen. What's going on, everybody? Alright, so we're going to cut 8 pieces of mesh 20 inches. And we're going to set that to the side. And then we're going to cut 8 pieces of mesh 15 inches. You know, because when I come on here and make a wreath, I'm going to act like I know what I'm doing. Alright, well, as long as it looks good to y'all, we're going to roll on. How about that? Alright. We're going to make a cowgirl wreath tonight, my friends. I highly recommend making one of these because, especially if you sell wreaths, this wreath sold really good for me last year. So I highly recommend it. Alright. We're going to cut 8 pieces of ribbon, 14 inches. And we're going to cut 8 of these 14 inches. And then we're going to do something different tonight. We're going to cut 8 of these 14 inches. And we're going to cut 8 of these 14 inches. Woo, Christmas is next week. Are y'all ready? Are y'all ready? Everybody got their stuff ready? I probably sound like the Grinch that stole Christmas here. I promise I'm not. I'm not the Grinch that stole Christmas, y'all. We did not. I didn't decorate for Christmas this year. Everybody's chin just dropped when I said that. They're like, what? You didn't decorate for Christmas? I did not. Nothing, Gail. Nothing. No tree, no. Nothing. It's been a long year for me this year. So all our kids are grown up now, and we've been working on the house. So it's just kind of like you got one mess cleaned up from working and another mess cleaned up from that. So, yeah. No Christmas decorations this year. Well, Lynn, that's the other issue. My back's like okay, but it's not. But that's okay. I plan on decorating for Christmas next year, like a comeback kind of thing. All right, so we have a total of 8 pieces of each ribbon here. We have 16 ties on our wreath frame. Ouch! Stabbed myself with ribbon wire. Alright, so what we're going to do tonight is going to be a little bit different. I will explain why. We're going to put the 15-inch ribbon on, the 15-inch mesh on the outside. The mesh that we cut 15 inches is going to be on the outside. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and add our ribbon as we go. Are you questioning my 14 inches, Lynn? I can't figure out the 14 question mark thing. Like, I can't remember what I said, and then you 14, like, what? And we're going to alternate our ribbons bundles. Now, this is another good thing to do if you have a stash buster for ribbon. You don't have quite enough ribbon, so if you just gather up ribbons, enough ribbons that you can match. Ribbon length 14 inches. Got anybody new here tonight? Anybody new? It froze, Lynn. I'm having internet problems now. All right, I switched internet I have two internet providers. I switched it. I think I got it now. I think I have a more stable connection. Thank you all that hung in with me while but I think it's fixed now. I hope. I have two different internet choices in my house. I kept it just because of situations like this. Good evening. Yeah, I think we got it now. So, anybody new here tonight? Any new friends? Okay, so the reason we're putting the 15-inch mesh on the outside is because we're putting ribbon on the inside tonight, and I have found that the ribbon lays better if you put the 15-inch on the outside. But hello, Miss Jeannie. It's a pleasure to meet you. For those of you that are new here, my name is Jackie. And what I try to do is we try to socialize, and I'm teaching you how to make a wreath. Try to keep it fun and light-hearted. So, welcome to all the new faces. How many of y'all make New Year's resolutions? Because that's right around the corner too. People making New Year's resolutions. How many of y'all do that? All right, so now we're going to go to the inside with the 20-inch mesh. I have never made New Year's resolutions. Never. I've never been one like, I'll go to the gym this year and... But I am the kind of person, because, I mean, I'm the kind of person that strives that each day is better than the last anyway. So I live it day by day. I live it every day. I don't just wait and say, okay, well, you know. There he is. Well, hello there, Wubbies. You brought me another visitor. How kind of you. Okay. Come on, buddy. Buster. Hi, Booster. I'm not sure how the dogs feel about my new work area, y'all. I don't think they like the closed door policy. I'm not one to close the door usually, but one of Tiffany's fur babies got to where they were eating my greenery and stuff. So I got tired of being on poop watch, waiting for him to poop whatever it was back out. If y'all have animals that eat stuff, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, my booster, my buster. He's our big guy. He's not that big, though. He's like a medium-sized dog. But, you know, he's big compared to the rest. So we call him our big guy. He's also our most patient, most tolerant, most loving guy. My grandfather had a cat that loved to chew on my mesh, Lynn. So the reason I'm alternating ribbons, number one, is just to show you that you can alternate ribbons and it helps use up ribbon. Now, if you've got pinks and reds from Christmas, you could do the same thing. I really wanted to use the Bandanna paisley ribbon because I'm using a cowboy boot. So, the other reason that I'm alternating ribbons is because I wanted to put ribbon on the inside, but I didn't want it to look too ribbony. Which you all will see, alternating the ribbons will help take away the ribbony look because you're using different patterns. Alternating your ribbons actually gives it a whole different effect. That's just a little weird. I will be getting out my crock pots for Christmas, though. I'm not sure that I would have took him to the vet, Lynn. I think I probably would have put some gloves on and pulled too. Like, I think every now and then our dogs have a competition on who's going to cost us the most this month. I think it's their game. One I don't appreciate at all. We're having pot roast. We're having pot roast. we're actually having a pretty quiet Christmas this year. You know, some people do the turkey for Christmas and Thanksgiving. We do pot roast. Tonight we had chili, and I made chili with leftover meat. Y'all should try this sometime. Leftover meat, the hamburger from Manwich. We had Manwich burgers last night. So y'all should try that sometime. It gives the chili a good taste, my friends. I use Manwich sauce. I went to go make chili one time and I stumbled upon this, but I went to go make chili one time and I didn't have any tomato sauce, but I had a jar of Manwich, and I was like, well, let's try this, and I did, and it's been our go-to for making chili ever since. Because, you know, the Manwich has a little bit of seasoning in it also. Oh, with that one pipe cleaner, one zip tie. Mm-hmm. Did some of y'all know? Did y'all know, if you're watching me on the Unique in the Creek page, did y'all know this would be the last time you see me till next year? Just thought you should know. my cruise is next month. I'll be gone the 18th to the 24th. By the way, I learned something. I used to leave these on all the time, and the leftovers hook really bad on the rest of your florals. I highly recommend you cut them off so they don't. This girl needs a vacation and time off, y'all. It's been kind of a roller coaster year. Okay, for those of you that do not like to use hot glue, here's your hot tip. Spread all these out like so. Spread them in half. Stick that in there. And take your pipe cleaner. And tie it down. Spread them apart. And the reason I'm tying these down with my pipe cleaners tonight is because there's only 15 inches of mesh. That's really not that much mesh to hold the pick in with hot glue. Either way, to me, it goes quick either way. So well, Gail, if you remember, I used to do that all the time. I used to tie my picks in all the time with pipe cleaners. I didn't use much hot glue at all. That's a lot of multitasking, Gail. But I guess if you don't multitask this time of year, you ain't gonna get nothing done. I gotta turn this heater off, y'all. Because the door's closed on my craft area, it kind of makes it a little bit chilly in here. All right, let me move this so y'all can get a better look at what's going on. We loves the greenery, y'all. That was sliding up and down pretty easy. Hold on. Y'all notice how the ribbon's like really laying on top of each other on the inside, but it's not really looking too ribbony. Y'all know what I mean? Do y'all understand what I'm saying? Do I need to explain further? It is called beaded grass. And of course, the greenery is helping break the effect up too. Hello, Miss Dottie. How are you, my friend? I'm a blessed woman. I have lots of friends. I'm okay, Dottie. You know, kind of a little bit of a roller coaster right now, but you know what I mean. It's a mix of days. I think I want to do something extremely fun this coming year. I think I want to plan a cruise with all my friends. Like, I have a huge age range of friends. Okay, so this hanger is not going to sit where I want it. So we're going to go up here to the boot strap, and we're going to use our metal hole punch, and we're going to poke holes in our boot. To attach it to our wreath. You know, Dottie, I could be doing worse, but I kind of like, I had a couple years to process. So. Well, Dottie, I think that's exactly what we need to do to remember our friends. And that's why I want to do it. All right, we're going to hold off on putting this on because we need to make our bow first and get it seated in our wreath. Mm. All right, we're going to start with the red on the bottom, and the reason we're going to start with the red on the bottom is because it is the bolder color. If we start with the pink, it'll kind of get lost in the wreath first. That's why we're going to start with the red. I have to tell you this. The other day, y'all, so everybody knows I'm getting ready to go on a cruise. The other day, sitting there, and of course we got to go the night before, and so we're going to stay at a hotel, and then I have to find a place to park. I found, and I'm here to tell y'all, okay, I found free parking. Hello, Jackie. How are you? My name is Jackie, too. I found free parking for my vehicle while we were on our cruise. Y'all, you have no idea what a... you can iron the ribbon if you want to. It's not rumpled up. I am going to tell you this much. If you did go iron something like this, use parchment paper between your iron and the ribbon because of the raised dot. Yeah, I couldn't believe it because all the hotels there have like a package. They call it the park and cruise package, whatever. So I was calling this hotel and I was asking them, you know, how much is yours? We don't have one. So I'm sitting there going, crap. I'm going to have to try to find another hotel. We have free parking. Excuse me? I said, excuse me? I said, so I can park my vehicle there the whole time I'm gone? Yes, ma'am. And there's no charge. I don't have to worry about my vehicle being towed or anything like that. We're leaving for New Orleans, Dottie. That was my biggest requirement for going on a cruise the first time. Was that I didn't want to fly and go on a cruise. That's just too much. Too much for Jackie in one. No thanks. That's what I said, Lynn. I was like, excuse me? So I made sure to get the lady's name. Rotan and Cozumel is where I'm going. Well, Miss Dottie, this is my first rodeo going on a cruise. It's not my friend's first rodeo going on a cruise, but it's mine. So I don't know all the... And I was tasked, and she explained to me, so I was tasked with doing that. So I was like, okay, I got this. I've traveled a lot. I got this. I can make some phone calls. I can do this. I had finally actually found a really cheap place to park. That was a act by itself, my friends. Okay, we're gonna do our bow like this, and so I can get my boot and everything in the right place. We're gonna go ahead and put our boot down. Dottie, I have actually needed a vacation for a very long time. It's been a long, long time since I've been anywhere. I used to travel all the time, as you know. So this is well overdue for me. Something about traveling, y'all, keeps Jackie happy and sane. I'm the kind of person, I love meeting new people. You're all gonna love it. I love meeting new people and the adventure and everything like that. But I kind of don't. I don't like people at the same time. That's probably about the strangest statement that anybody can make, but I started to realize there's a lot of people that get that statement. They totally understand it. I didn't know that there was a lot of people like that. I thought I was like one of the weird ones. Like, that's one of the things that I always loved about wreath making was meeting the new people and, you know, all the places that I was going and, you know, things like that. But at the same time, I didn't like meeting the people that, I don't know, just were Debbie Downers. So that's where I don't like people. There's a lot of people that, like, they can come up and kill a conversation quick. I'm kind of like the person like, read the room. We're sitting here laughing and cutting up. If you can't contribute to that, don't come sit down with me. And I've come to realize there are people that can't stand that, and they'll come right up and ruin the whole thing. Because if they're not happy, nobody's going to be happy. If I want to be mad and upset or depressed and sad, I can stay home and watch a tearjerker movie. Get out a box of Kleenex and go to town. But when I leave my house to have a good time, if I have to make a fool of myself, y'all, to make people laugh, that's what I do. True story. That is exactly what I do. I'll tell the most embarrassing stories on myself to make people laugh. No holds barred. I love making people laugh. Probably should have been a comedian somewhere, but okay, so we're going to kind of fluff our bow just a little bit different than normal, because we want to make sure that we're not covering our boot. So we're going to be very careful of that. I firmly, like, I know there's a time and a place for a good cry, but if I'm out and about and you see tears coming out of my face, it better be because I'm laughing. I think there's enough movies out these days that you could get a good cry off of. Pick one. My personal favorite is The Notebook because I like the story. Immediately, we need to put something in the middle of that bow, my friends, because it needs something. Much better. Okay, my less. Dottie, I'm with you on that one. Okay, my definition of less is more is you could stop right here with the greenery and everything. It is beautiful, y'all. It is I mean, just fine. And I'm kind of inclined to leave it this way. Even though some people are like, oh, well, you know, to me, for this style wreath, y'all, this is like the way that it should be. Because it's Cowboy. Cowboy rustic. Or should I say, sorry, excuse me, cowgirl. It's more of a simplified kind of thing. Well, I know it's kind of like not a Jackie wreath, but sometimes we have to let go of what we think is our wreath for something that somebody else would like, especially when you sell them. So I'm kind of going to have to let go and realize that somebody would just like the greenery and the colors, and that's it. Because if you put the rest of the stuff on there, it's too much for them. Y'all know what I mean? So you kind of got, and I mean, it's kind of like, I always do research on when somebody asks me to make a style wreath that I've never made before, particularly holiday or something like that, so that I understand what I'm doing and the tone that they want. And this would be a farmhouse tone, which is what somebody would want that's stomping around in cowboy boots. All right, my Unique in the Creek friends and Ribbon Shed friends. Okay, if you follow Unique in the Creek and you're watching me on Unique in the Creek, y'all, have a great rest of the year. Okay, have a great rest of the year. I will see y'all. I think, hold on. Let me get my calendar out, because I think I'm going to see y'all New Year's Eve. Hold on. Let me double check that. Yep. Y'all will see me again New Year's Eve. We're going to bring in New Year's Eve together. Okay? Wait, no, I'm sorry. No, you won't see me again till January 3rd. My bad. January 3rd. For those of you that are following me over on the Ribbon Shed, you'll see me on the 24th and New Year's Eve. Okay? Special events going on over there. So if you want to watch me in the interim, you can come over and follow the Ribbon Shed. And I'll be over there for the couple of weeks. All right. And then, yeah. So my Unique in the Creek friends that are following me on Unique in the Creek, see y'all after the first of the year, unless you catch me over on the Ribbon Shed. All right. Thank y'all so much for hanging out and joining me. Y'all have a very Merry Christmas